We are not alone. We are trapped. There is a possibility we rarely allow ourselves to truly consider, not because it lacks logic, but because of what it implies. The idea that we are not alone in the universe. And yet, we may never meet anyone. Not because life is rare, not because intelligence is unique, but because the universe itself may be structured in a way that keeps everything separated, not by design, but by the very laws that govern reality. For decades, the question has echoed through science, philosophy, and imagination. Are we alone? It is one of the most persistent questions humanity has ever asked. It appears simple on the surface, but behind it lies something much deeper. A desire not just to find life, but to confirm that existence is shared, that consciousness is not an isolated accident, that somewhere, somehow, someone else is also looking up at the stars, asking the same question. The universe, as we understand it today, is nearly 14 billion years old. It contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, each filled with billions of stars, and around many of those stars, planets, worlds that formed under different conditions, at different times, with different possibilities. When you consider these numbers, the emergence of life somewhere else does not feel unlikely. It feels almost inevitable. And yet, despite all of this, we have found nothing that confirms it. No clear signals, no undeniable evidence, no contact, just silence. But silence does not always mean absence. Sometimes it means distance, because the universe is not just large, it is vast in a way that defies intuition. The distance between stars is measured not in kilometers, but in light years. Even light, traveling faster than anything else in existence, takes years to cross these gaps. For us, reaching even the closest star system with our current technology would take tens of thousands of years. And that is only our nearest neighbor. Now imagine another civilization, somewhere in a distant star system, looking at their own sky. They may have discovered mathematics, physics, chemistry. They may have built machines, explored their own planet, and reached beyond it. They may have asked the same questions we ask today, and eventually they may have arrived at the same realization, that the universe does not make it easy to connect. Interstellar travel is not just a technological challenge. It is an energetic, temporal, and physical barrier. The amount of energy required to move massive objects across such distances is immense. The time involved spans generations, or even entire civilizations, and the risks are almost impossible to eliminate. Radiation, mechanical failure, isolation, the unknown. Every step outward is a step into something that may not be survivable. And even if a civilization becomes more advanced, far more advanced than we are today, does not necessarily escape these limits, because some of these constraints are not just practical, they are fundamental. The speed of light appears to be an absolute limit. The expansion of the universe is accelerating, pushing distant galaxies further away over time. Space itself is not static. It is stretching, carrying everything apart. This means that, over time, the universe becomes not more connected, but less. And that leads to a possibility that feels almost paradoxical, that life may be common, but contact may be rare, that intelligence may emerge in many places, but remain isolated in each one, that the universe may be full of observers who never observe each other. If there are civilizations more advanced than us, they may have already reached this conclusion. They may have attempted interstellar expansion, only to realize that the cost outweighs the possibility. They may have turned inward instead, focusing on their own systems, their own worlds, their own forms of existence, not because they lack curiosity, but because the universe itself imposes a boundary. And if there are civilizations less advanced than us, they may not even be aware of the vastness that surrounds them. They may still be discovering their environment, building the foundations of knowledge, unaware that beyond their sky lies an ocean of stars, entire worlds, entire histories, unfolding in parallel, without ever intersecting. Each civilization then becomes like an island, not in water, but in space, separated not by oceans, but by distances so immense that even light struggles to bridge them in meaningful time. Each one potentially alive, aware, searching, but unable to reach the others. A universe not of connection, but of separation. And maybe that is the deeper answer we have been avoiding. Not that we are alone, but that we are isolated, trapped, not in a prison built by walls, but in a reality defined by distance, time, and physical law. A kind of cosmic isolation that does not prevent existence, but prevents encounter. But there is another layer to this idea, one that makes it even more unsettling, because even if contact were possible, even if signals could travel and be received, there is no guarantee that we would understand them. Another form of life may not think like us, may not communicate like us, may not even perceive reality in a way that overlaps with ours. Two civilizations could exist within the same universe and still be invisible to each other, not because they are hidden, but because they are fundamentally different. And so, the silence remains, not necessarily empty, but unreachable. And yet, despite all of this, we continue to look. We build telescopes, we send signals, we listen, not because we are certain we will find something, but because the possibility itself is too powerful to ignore. The idea that somewhere in the vast darkness there is another point of awareness, another perspective, another form of existence. Maybe they are asking the same question. Maybe they have already asked it and moved on. Or maybe they are listening to, waiting in the same silence. So the question changes. It is no longer just, are we alone? It becomes something far more profound. Are we all alone? Together?